This is the one I've been waiting for. Spread Astaire, how are you?
I'm doing great, Flash. How you doing today?
Well, I'm good. I'm good. We've just got to steam straight into this. Does anybody beat the State?
No, I don't think anyone's going to beat the Golden State Warriors. And this conference finals, it's going to be kind of anticlimactic after how good the second round was. And the reason I believe that is because Portland, to me, right now, the way they're constructed is kind of like a Golden State light. Great backcourt, not as strong in the front court, so they don't really have the weapons to attack Golden State the way Golden State might get attacked in the finals, and that's by going big, front court scoring, attacking the offensive boards, kind of attacking Golden State's weaknesses. But I don't think that Portland is currently constructed as the personnel to do it. Obviously Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum can go off and have great games, and they might be able to steal one or two, especially in Portland where they play very well and they have a great home court advantage. But overall, I don't see how Golden State Warriors are going to lose this series, and they're going to be heavy favorites going into the finals as well.
Is there any value in the straight 4-0, get it done, move on?
Yeah, there is. I tipped -2.5 games, and that allows you, if the Golden State Warriors get bored for a certain game, which they've done. I mean, you remember against the Clippers, they lost the 31-point lead. It's happened in the past. I mean, it's funny, talk about a team blowing it off. That happens during the regular season. The Warriors have done it during the playoffs, which is crazy, but it's just kind of a testament to how good they are. So I prefer the -2.5 games. The 4-0, I'm a little worried that Portland gets one, game 3 or 4 back in Portland.
Okay, but on the other side of the fence, so we're already putting Golden State. I mean, I liken the Golden State to, obviously, I'm a big Patriots fan, and I think that they're the Patriots, and they're starting to dominate like the Patriots did, but obviously in NBA. But now, have we got the chance of a 7-game series between the Bucks and the Raptors?
Yeah, that's the interesting one, and that's the one that I'm glad to be talking about today. I think it's a fantastic matchup. You have pretty much the brightest young star in the game, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I can't even pronounce his name. The Greek freak.
I'm glad
Giannis.
you said that. I'm glad you said that, because I was going to ask you what you thought of him.
I mean, when I'm writing my articles, I copy and paste his name because I can't even spell it. But he's a 7-footer that moves like a point guard. Unbelievable. But if you look at defense, Toronto has probably the best defense in the East. I know Milwaukee is still statistically the best, but they also gave the best effort this year. Whereas Toronto, Kawhi Leonard sat out 22 games, load management, quote unquote. But I think when they put their minds to it, Toronto has the best defense, and they move and they switch well, which is what you're going to need to do, because no one's going to be able to stay in front of Giannis. So you're going to have to be able to rotate to protect the rim. And then the key to that is, can Giannis finish against the double team? Yes, he can. But what hurts you more is when he dishes out and then they hit the three. So while you're rotating, you also have to be aware of protecting the 3-point line as well. I personally think Toronto has the horses to do it. I think that they're sound schematically defensively. And I think that at the end of the game, when you have Kawhi Leonard getting those shots that you need, in a close game, I think that that's an advantage that they'll be able to use and take advantage of in order to win the series.
So first game up, are we looking at an unders? Are we looking that we're going to try and keep it tight and just make sure we don't go hell for leather and get a game behind either side?
Are you saying, should I bet the under tonight?
Yeah, I'm saying, what do you think the score will be? As in, do we think it'll be a complete and utter shootout and they'll just go hell for leather to get themselves one game up?
No, I think the under is a good lean here. I expect both teams to come out tight. There should be a filling out process, and wouldn't be surprised if we saw especially a low scoring first half. If you like the under, I might even play the first half under instead of the full game under. For the full game, my bet that I made today was I took the Raptors plus 6.5. I think it will be a close game. So when you're giving me 6.5 points in this situation, Raptors coming off that big win on Sunday. I mean, how much fun was that? They're rolling, they're ready to go. I know there's a lot of trends that say the well-rested team, does well in game one, but I think this is a case where Toronto's coming in, seasoned opponents. I don't know how much of a test Boston gave Milwaukee. So when they meet a team the level of Toronto, I think it's going to be a little tougher for them. So I like the first half under tonight, and I like Toronto plus 6.5.
And see, that really does go against the trend, because obviously the Bucks 3-1 in the regular season against the Raptors. Can they be like? Can we look at them and think that they're going to just walk on and think that they've already got that edge?
I don't think that the Bucks will be overconfident. No, I think the one thing that you can count on from the Bucks this year, and they showed this during the regular season, is that they give 100% effort every time out. They don't take anything for granted. But one interesting thing to note, and even though the Bucks were 3-1, is that when Kawhi Leonard and Giannis both shared the floor, I think the Toronto was like plus 34 for all those minutes. So when they were both on the floor, Toronto did better. Now, obviously, during the regular season, they didn't put Leonard on the floor for 40 plus minutes like he'll be getting tonight. So I think that's something that you'll have to factor in that maybe didn't reflect in the regular season statistics.
Who goes to the NBA final here out of these two? Are you leading towards Toronto?
Yeah, I love Toronto at this price here. American odds plus 260. I got 3.3 on the decimal odds at Unibet. I think that's a great price. I think that Milwaukee should be a slight favorite, just due to the home court advantage and how statistically well they've done this year, having one of the highest plus minuses of any regular season team ever. But I think when you look at the specific matchups and the fact that Toronto can defend against Giannis and hopefully stop some of these, if they can get Giannis out of the lane and they can get him shooting jump shots and get the other guys to beat him, then I think Toronto has the path to victory. Whereas I don't see how Milwaukee is going to stop Leonard at the end of the game with the game on the line. I just don't see who they put on. They could put Chris Middleton on him, but I don't think he has enough to stop Kawhi Leonard, especially with the game on the line. So when we get down to those last 2 minutes, if Toronto can keep it close, I think they have a big advantage there.
Sounds like we're going to have potentially 6 or 7 games of unbelievable drama, and also we're getting Portland at a dog price right at the very beginning. Oh, sorry, Toronto at a dog price, and then you fancy it'll be Toronto Golden State for the big one.
Yeah, that's who I'm picking right now. I took Toronto to advance, and I obviously took Golden State to advance, and I think that'll be a great series. I think that even if Milwaukee wins, I think that for the first time in years, we have a serious threat to Golden State out of the East. Obviously, Golden State lost in 2016, but that took the huge convergence of events with Draymond Green getting suspended and Steph Curry not being 100% healthy. But I think that both these teams, the way they're constructed, can pose a big threat to Golden State because they can, number one, keep up with them shooting wise and, being able to match them three-pointer for three-pointer. And also they do have the bigs to attack the offensive glass, which I think is Golden State's weaknesses, which can be rebounding.
Okay, so wrapping up, I'm going to go with Golden Warriors, Golden State, 4-0
Yep.
and minus 2.5. And I'm going to jump on and tell you with Toronto and unders. And we'll speak very soon to see how we're going.
Thanks for having me on today, Flash. And I'm looking forward to this game tonight. Last night, it was okay, cool, Western Conference Finals, but it didn't really have that playoff feel. But tonight, I expect it's going to be a great game either way. And hopefully Toronto can win straight up. And if not, at least they'll cover that 6.5 for us.
Brilliant.